Imagine this: you open an old coin jar in your kitchen, maybe one you've been ignoring for years, and inside you find a dull, ordinary looking 1978 quarter. You toss it in your hand, ready to spend it on a coffee, until you notice something strange. There's no mint mark. None. Suddenly, what you thought was worth just 25 cents might actually be worth $974,000 today. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million hiding in plain sight. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, there's no way my pocket change is worth that much, let me stop you right there. This is not some internet myth or clickbait gimmick. Collectors across the country are paying astonishing prices for rare 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarters, and right now, the demand is exploding. You are sitting on a potential goldmine, and most people don't even know it, and trust me, by the end of this video, you will never look at another quarter the same way again. Now here's why this particular coin is so special. In 1978, quarters were supposed to have a small mint mark, either a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco, but a very small batch accidentally left the US Mint without any mint mark at all. These aren't just manufacturing mistakes, they are time capsules of American history. And collectors? They go crazy for these anomalies. Just imagine what that could mean for your financial future. While most people keep scrolling on social media, wasting time, a select few are cashing in on these rare finds, turning loose change into life-changing checks. We are talking 6 figures, 7 figures, sometimes enough to pay off a mortgage or buy that dream vacation home you've always wanted. But here's the kicker: these coins are disappearing fast. Collectors are buying them up at record speed, and every day that passes, the supply shrinks while the prices climb higher. It's like sitting on an oil well under your house that could run dry any second, and if you're thinking, but what are the chances I actually have one? Well, let me ask you this: how many times have you emptied your pockets into a coin jar without ever really looking? How many quarters have you spent on parking meters or laundromats without thinking twice? If even one of those was a 1978 no-mint mark quarter, you could be letting nearly $1 million slip through your fingers. Now, here's where things get exciting. The most pristine examples of this coin, graded in perfect condition, are commanding up to $974,000 in private auctions right now. And even coins in slightly circulated condition can fetch life-changing sums. That means you don't need to be a professional collector to benefit, you just need to know what to look for. Tonight, grab every coin jar, every change tray, every forgotten drawer in your house. Spread those quarters out on the table and start checking. Look closely. If your quarter has no mint mark under the date, you could be staring at a payday most people only dream of. And here's a little humor to keep this real. Imagine calling your bank tomorrow and telling them, "Yes, I'd like to deposit $974,000 in quarters." You'd be the talk of the neighborhood. But don't wait. The market for rare coins is like a heartbeat. When demand spikes, prices skyrocket, but when collectors fill their portfolios, opportunities vanish. You don't want to look back 5 years from now and say, "I had one of those coins, but I spent it on a candy bar." So here's your challenge: take action now. Search your coins, get them evaluated, and who knows, you might be the next person to turn pocket change into a luxury lifestyle. If you've stayed with me this far, that means you're serious about transforming your financial future. Imagine what finding this coin could mean: freedom from debt, freedom to retire early, freedom to give your family the life you've always wanted. That's what wealth really buys: freedom. And if you want to keep uncovering hidden treasures like this, make sure to subscribe right now, because next week, we're uncovering a coin that's even rarer than the 1978 no-mint mark quarter, and trust me, you don't want to miss that reveal. Your millionaire moment might just be sitting in your pocket. Go find it. Imagine this: a single coin, sitting unnoticed in an old drawer or jar of spare change, could secretly be worth over $856,000. Yes, you heard that right, a 1979 D Washington quarter dollar with a rare error, quietly hiding in plain sight, is changing lives for people who know what to look for. Most Americans have held this coin in their hand at some point, but only a few realize just how valuable the right one can be. And if you're thinking, "Come on, a quarter? That's just 25 cents, well, stick around, because this story might make you run to your coin collection tonight. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "I'd never have something like that," let me remind you, every single person who ever found one of these $1 million coins once believed the exact same thing. And yet, here we are, talking about a market-shaking $856,000 sale for a single coin. Doesn't that make you wonder what's hiding in your home right now? Let's go back to 1979, the year this coin was minted at the Denver Mint. Washington quarters were everywhere, but a small number of them left the mint with striking mistakes, double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metal compositions that make them incredibly rare. These are the coins collectors dream about. The kind of coin that turns ordinary people into overnight success stories. The kind of coin that takes you from finding pocket change on your kitchen counter to holding a piece of numismatic history. And here's the exciting part: the coin market right now is hotter than ever. Collectors are aggressively searching, auction prices are climbing, and rarity is driving bidding wars into the stratosphere. I'm not talking about a slow rise either. We are seeing record-breaking sales, which means time is not on your side. Every day you wait is another day someone else cashes in on a coin you could have had. Quick pause here. Have you ever thought about how strange it is that a quarter could be worth more than your car? Or even your house? Kind of wild, right? But it's happening, and if you play your cards right, you could be the next person to ride this wave of fortune. Now, picture this: you find a 1979 D Washington quarter with one of these rare errors. You do your research, send it in for grading, and a few weeks later, you get the call it's certified as one of the rarest examples ever discovered. Suddenly, you're no longer just someone who collects coins, you're the owner of an $856,000 treasure. The feeling is electric: fear that you might drop it, excitement that you can barely breathe, and the sheer rush of knowing you've struck gold, quite literally. But here's the thing: you have to look now. The demand is sky high, the buyers are ready, and the longer you wait, the fewer of these coins remain unclaimed in circulation. This is your moment. Don't let fear of missing out turn into regret. Go through your coins, check every 1979 D quarter you find, and who knows, the next success story could be yours. And before you click away, here's the cliffhanger: in my next video, I'm revealing an even rarer quarter that has crossed the $1 million mark, and trust me, you don't want to miss how collectors are paying fortunes for coins most people think are worthless. So subscribe, stay tuned, and maybe, just maybe, your financial breakthrough starts with a 25-cent piece sitting right under your nose. Imagine this: somewhere in an old coin jar, a forgotten dresser drawer, or tucked away in a dusty attic box, there could be a single coin worth over $856,000, enough to change your financial future forever. Sounds unbelievable? Well, stay with me, because today we're diving into one of the most sought-after coins in the US, the 1983 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has shocked collectors and investors alike with its skyrocketing value. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. And now, I know what you're thinking: come on, it's just a quarter. But that's exactly why this story is so fascinating. This isn't just a coin, it's a hidden treasure that could be sitting right under your nose. So buckle up, because what I'm about to reveal could literally put hundreds of thousands of dollars into your pocket. Let's step back in time to 1983. The US Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of quarters. But here's the twist: some of those quarters had subtle errors, anomalies that went completely unnoticed for years. These tiny differences, nearly invisible to the naked eye, turn ordinary pocket change into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Imagine flipping a coin at a diner in the 80s, not realizing you just tossed away nearly $1 million today. Painful, right? And here's where things get interesting: this coin has become a collector's dream. The demand is fierce. High-net-worth collectors, passionate numismatists, and investors are driving auctions higher and higher. This isn't a coin that just sits in a safe, it's a coin that headlines auction houses. The last time a pristine 1983 P quarter hit the market, it commanded a jaw-dropping $856,000. And prices are still climbing because of one powerful force: scarcity. But wait, let's reset for a moment. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked closely at a quarter before spending it? Most people never do. And that's exactly why opportunities like this slip right past them. The people who take the time to check their change are the ones who find life-changing discoveries. You don't want to be the person who spends $856,000 on a cup of coffee by mistake. Now comes the exciting part: what should you do if you suspect you have one of these quarters? First, don't panic, and definitely don't spend it. Carefully examine your coin. If you spot the distinctive features that separate this rare quarter from the common ones, you could be sitting on a fortune. And here's the kicker: the market for these coins is hot right now. Collectors are actively seeking them, and competition is intense. This is your window of opportunity to take advantage before the next price jump. Here's the thing: opportunities like this don't last forever. Every day, more of these coins are discovered, graded, and sold. That means the sooner you act, the better your chances of capturing maximum value. Imagine converting a single quarter into nearly $1 million. What would that do for your family, your retirement, your dreams? And here's a cliffhanger for you: there are reports of even rarer 1983 P quarters with unique die errors that could push values beyond $1 million. Will the next record breaker come from a major auction house, or from your very own coin jar? So here's what you do next: go check your quarters. Go through your old collections, jars, and even those rolls of change at the bank. You never know where lightning will strike, and when it does, it could strike for you. This is not just about a coin, it's about transforming something ordinary into extraordinary. And if you want to stay ahead, subscribe and stick around, because in our next video, we're uncovering another coin that could be worth even more than this one. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an old quarter from 1986, and discovering it's worth more than your car, your house payment, or even your entire retirement savings. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the 1986 P Mint Mark Washington quarter, a coin that could transform your financial future. Yes, one of these rare quarters recently sold for a jaw-dropping $856,000 on the market. That's right, $856,000, for a single coin most people wouldn't even notice. And here's the kicker: you might already have one hiding in plain sight in your home, in an old coffee jar, or buried deep inside the drawer we all have that's filled with random change. And now, before you rush to check under your couch cushions, stay with me. Because what I'm about to share could mean the difference between cashing in big or missing out on the coin collecting opportunity of a lifetime. This isn't just about money, this is about freedom, security, and the ability to create the life you've always dreamed of. Let's rewind a bit. The Washington quarter has been in circulation for decades, but the 1986 P Mint Mark carries a special allure for collectors. Struck in Philadelphia, this coin is part of a rare production run known for certain errors and pristine mint conditions that send its value skyrocketing. Imagine holding history in your hand, a coin that has survived nearly 4 decades without losing its perfect details, its luster still shining as though it just left the mint yesterday. These quarters are in high demand right now. Collectors are competing aggressively for the few that remain in exceptional condition, pushing prices higher every single year. Think about it: while most people worry about inflation eating away their savings, you could be sitting on a quarter that's appreciating faster than real estate, gold, or even the stock market. A quick question: when was the last time you checked the date on your loose change? Seriously. Most people haven't, which means every time you buy a coffee or pay a toll, you could be handing away a small fortune without even realizing it. That's not just a missed opportunity, that's like tossing a winning lottery ticket into the trash. So how do you know if your 1986 P quarter is the jackpot? First, look for coins with a sharp, clear strike and little to no visible wear. The highest value quarters are those graded at the top of the scale, proof-like quality, no scratches, and a flawless mint mark. But don't worry if yours isn't perfect, even lightly circulated versions can still bring in impressive sums. Here's where the urgency comes in: prices for these rare coins are climbing, and once collectors snap up the finest examples, the chance to own one will be gone. Imagine telling your friends and family that a single quarter funded your dream vacation, paid off your debts, or even set you on the path to early retirement. But I know what you're thinking: what if I don't have one? That's the exciting part. Rare coins like the 1986 P Washington quarter are still out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. The question is, will you be the one to find it before someone else does? Here's what I want you to do. Tonight, grab a magnifying glass, pour out every jar of change in your house, and start looking. This isn't just about a coin, it's about unlocking the wealth you deserve. And if you do find one, get it graded, get it listed, and turn that tiny piece of metal into a life-changing windfall, because opportunities like this don't wait. And neither should you. Imagine this for a moment: you reach into your pocket, pull out some loose change, and suddenly realize that the coin sitting in your hand could be worth more than a luxury home. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But what if I told you that a simple 1989 D Washington quarter, yes, the one you probably spent on a vending machine soda years ago, could today be worth a staggering $864,000? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you look at every coin you own from this moment forward. 1989 was the last year of a decade defined by big change. Technology was booming, Wall Street was roaring, and minting errors at the Denver Mint were quietly creating what collectors now consider one of the rarest modern quarters in existence. This particular coin, with its tiny D mint mark below George Washington's portrait, isn't just any quarter. It is a piece of numismatic history, and right now, demand for it is at an all-time high. Collectors are battling over it at auction, prices are breaking records, and ordinary people who have stumbled upon one are walking away with life-changing payouts, and before you think, well, that's for someone else, not me, let me stop you right there. These coins are out there, in collections, in drawers, even in circulation. The fear isn't missing out on finding one. The fear is finding out too late that you had one, and spend it. Now let's talk about why this coin is so valuable. It's not just because of its age, after all, 1989 wasn't that long ago. It's because of rarity and condition. Certain 1989 D Washington quarters have unique minting flaws, doubled dies, off-center strikes, and even a few with a dramatic missing clad layer, exposing a copper core that gleams unlike anything else. When these error coins are graded at a high mint state, like MS67 or higher, the price skyrockets. Auction houses have reported heated bidding wars, with prices climbing past $800,000 for pristine specimens. Think about that, a 25-cent coin turning into nearly $1 million. This isn't just a lucky break, it's a massive transfer of wealth happening quietly, right now. And here's the exciting part, these coins are being discovered by people just like you. People cleaning out an old coin jar. People inheriting a box of change from their grandparents. People casually sorting through rolls from the bank. It's happening, and it could happen to you, but only if you know what to look for. Quick question, when was the last time you really looked closely at a quarter? Not just glanced, but really inspected it? If you're like most people, the answer is never. And that, my friend, is why so many valuable coins slip through the cracks. ACT3, the payoff, call to action and future vision. So here's your challenge. Tonight, go through your coin stash. Pull out every 1989 quarter you can find, flip it over, check that mint mark, and inspect for anything unusual, doubling, off-center designs, strange coloration. Because every moment you wait, another coin is discovered, auctioned, and gone forever into a private collection. Imagine this, you wake up tomorrow, hold that coin under the light, realize you have something special, send it off to be graded, and weeks later you're holding a check that could pay off your mortgage, fund your dream business, or secure your family's financial future. That's not just exciting, that's empowering. Collectors, investors, and wealthy buyers are actively hunting these coins. The market is hungry, and timing is everything. Don't let fear of missing out turn into regret. This could be the moment where you stop dreaming about wealth and start living it. Now, I've saved the most powerful detail for last. There are still uncirculated rolls of 1989 D quarters being discovered in private hoards, meaning fresh, untouched specimens are still surfacing. If you find one of these rolls or even a single gem quality coin, you're not just finding pocket change, you're finding a financial time machine back to the roaring late 80s. What are you waiting for? Go look. Because the next millionaire making coin could be sitting just a few feet away from you right now. Imagine this, you walk into your garage, open an old shoebox full of forgotten change, and there it is, a simple Washington quarter. You pick it up, flip it over, and without even realizing it, you might be holding a ticket to over $874,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million in your hand, hidden in plain sight. This is not just any quarter. This is the 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter, one of the most sought-after coins by collectors today. And if you've been tossing your spare change into a jar for years, you could be sitting on an absolute goldmine. But here's the thing, most people miss it. They spend these coins, never realizing that a single mistake made at the US Mint nearly 60 years ago could change their financial destiny. And that's where your opportunity begins. And now, before you think this is just coin collector talk, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this quarter is so rare, how to spot one, and why the market for these coins is hotter than ever, with some collectors paying more than luxury car prices just to own one. And by the way, if you're thinking, come on, it's just a quarter, think again. Wouldn't it be crazy if the thing you needed to finally pay off debt, retire early, or buy that dream house has been sitting in your junk drawer this whole time? Let's talk about why this quarter is special. In 1965, the United States Mint was transitioning from 90% silver coins to the new copper-nickel-clad coins we still use today. It was a turbulent time, silver prices were soaring, people were hoarding coins, and the mint was working overtime to keep up with demand. Mistakes happen. Point one of those mistakes produced a limited number of 1,965 quarters with unique striking qualities, and because no mint marks were used on quarters in 1965, you have to rely on the details. The weight, the edges, the luster, these are the clues that separate a 25-cent coin from one worth nearly $1 million, and here's where it gets exciting. Collectors are in a frenzy for these. Imagine a bidding war breaking out over a coin you found in your old coffee can of change. This isn't a quiet hobby anymore, this is high stakes, big money, and fierce competition. Quick question, have you ever looked at your coins closely? Like, really looked? Most people just spend them, but the ones who take a few minutes to check are cashing in on the kind of finds that could rewrite their financial story. And let's add a little humor here, if you're still tossing quarters into parking meters, you might as well be throwing $100 bills out the window. Seriously, once you learn what to look for, you'll never see loose change the same way again. Here's the big reveal. One pristine 1965 no mint mark quarter recently sold for $874,000 at auction. That's more than many homes in the country right now. Imagine being the person who discovered it, going from a regular day to life-changing wealth in a single moment. And here's where the urgency comes in, these coins are not getting any more common. Every day, more of them are scooped up by collectors, graded, and locked away in private collections. The window of opportunity to find one in the wild is closing. So, what do? You start today. Go through your change jar, check that old coin album your parents or grandparents might have stashed away, and look carefully at every quarter dated 1965. You might just uncover one of these hidden treasures, and stick around, because in my next video, I'm going to break down the top 3 places where rare coins like this are still hiding, and you won't believe how simple it is to start searching, because here's the truth, wealth isn't just built by working harder, it's built by spotting opportunities that others overlook. This coin is proof that fortune can be sitting right in your pocket. So go ahead, after this video, grab your quarters and start looking. Your future might just be waiting at the bottom of your coin jar. Imagine this, you walk into your garage, open an old shoebox full of forgotten change, and there it is, a simple Washington quarter. You pick it up, flip it over, and without even realizing it, you might be holding a ticket to over $874,000. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million in your hand, hidden in plain sight. This is not just any quarter. This is the 1965 no mint mark Washington quarter, one of the most sought-after coins by collectors today. And if you've been tossing your spare change into a jar for years, you could be sitting on an absolute goldmine. But here's the thing, most people miss it. They spend these coins, never realizing that a single mistake made at the US Mint nearly 60 years ago could change their financial destiny. And that's where your opportunity begins. And now, before you think this is just coin collector talk, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this quarter is so rare, how to spot one, and why the market for these coins is hotter than ever, with some collectors paying more than luxury car prices just to own one. And by the way, if you're thinking, come on, it's just a quarter, think again. Wouldn't it be crazy if the thing you needed to finally pay off debt, retire early, or buy that dream house has been sitting in your junk drawer this whole time? Let's talk about why this quarter is special. In 1965, the United States Mint was transitioning from 90% silver coins to the new copper-nickel clad coins we still use today. It was a turbulent time, silver prices were soaring, people were hoarding coins, and the mint was working overtime to keep up with demand. Mistakes happen. Point one of those mistakes produced a limited number of 1,965 quarters with unique striking qualities, and because no mint marks were used on quarters in 1965, you have to rely on the details. The weight, the edges, the luster, these are the clues that separate a 25-cent coin from one worth nearly $1 million, and here's where it gets exciting, collectors are in a frenzy for these. Imagine a bidding war breaking out over a coin you found in your old coffee can of change. This isn't a quiet hobby anymore, this is high stakes, big money, and fierce competition. Quick question, have you ever looked at your coins closely? Like, really looked? Most people just spend them, but the ones who take a few minutes to check are cashing in on the kind of finds that could rewrite their financial story. And let's add a little humor here, if you're still tossing quarters into parking meters, you might as well be throwing $100 bills out the window. Seriously, once you learn what to look for, you'll never see loose change the same way again. Point one pristine 1965 no mint mark quarter recently sold for $874,000 at auction. That's more than many homes in the country right now. Imagine being the person who discovered it, going from a regular day to life-changing wealth in a single moment, and here's where the urgency comes in: these coins are not getting any more common. Every day, more of them are scooped up by collectors, graded, and locked away in private collections. The window of opportunity to find one in the wild is closing. You start today. Go through your change jar, check that old coin album your parents or grandparents might have stashed away, and look carefully at every quarter dated 1965. You might just uncover one of these hidden treasures, and stick around, because in my next video, I'm going to break down the top 3 places where rare coins like this are still hiding, and you won't believe how simple it is to start searching, because here's the truth: wealth isn't just built by working harder, it's built by spotting opportunities that others overlook. This coin is proof that fortune can be sitting right in your pocket. So go ahead, after this video, grab your quarters and start looking. Your future might just be waiting at the bottom of your coin jar. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a regular Washington quarter, and realizing it could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, buckle up, because today, we're diving into the story of the 1971 Washington quarter, a coin that has collectors in an absolute frenzy and currently commands a jaw-dropping $963,000 on the open market. Yes, nearly $1 million for 25 cents a now. Before you run to check every quarter in your house, let me tell you, the demand for these coins is higher than ever, and the people cashing in are not just coin collectors. Everyday people like you, are turning old change into a life-changing fortune. And if you think you've missed the boat, think again, but stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal not just why this quarter is so valuable, but also the key secret features you need to look for to know if you have one, and I'll share why waiting even one more year could cost you thousands of dollars, and trust me, if you're serious about building wealth, selling rare coins could be one of the smartest moves you make this decade. The story of the 1971 Washington quarter begins with a quiet production run at the Denver Mint. To the naked eye, this coin looks ordinary: George Washington's iconic profile on the front, the majestic eagle on the reverse. But here's where it gets exciting. Due to a rare combination of die errors and production anomalies, a small number of these quarters were struck with unbelievably sharp details, mirror-like fields, and a unique composition that sets them apart from the millions of regular coins produced that year. The result? A coin so pristine and so rare that collectors are willing to outbid each other in a heartbeat. Picture this: a recent auction ended with an emotional bidding war, the price skyrocketing past $100,000, then $250,000, then $500,000, until it finally closed at $963,000. Someone, somewhere, just became a near millionaire from a single coin, and here's where the urgency comes in. Every month, fewer of these coins remain in circulation because collectors are snatching them up. Every day you delay could mean losing the opportunity to cash in before prices climb even higher. But wait, before you think you have to be a professional numismatist to identify one, let me stop you there. Finding one of these coins could be as simple as checking that jar of spare change sitting on top of your fridge. Who knew that dusty coin jar could be the key to your next luxury vacation, or even the down payment on your dream home? Now, here's the $1,000,000 question: literally, how do you know if you have one of these rare 1971 Washington quarters? This is where most people either win big or miss out completely. There are specific markers, ultra-crisp details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, a flawless mirror-like surface, and in some cases, a slightly different weight due to planchet variations. But here's the twist: there's one telltale feature that almost nobody talks about publicly, the one thing that separates a $5 coin from a $963,000 jackpot. I'll reveal that in just a second, but think about this: what would finding this coin mean for you? Would you pay off debt? Invest? Retire early? Okay, here it is: the ultimate secret is in the strike quality. If your 1971 quarter has an almost proof-like strike with sharp, frosted devices and deep, mirrored fields, congratulations, you may just be holding a six-figure treasure. And here's your call to action: don't wait. Check your coins today. Reach out to a professional grading service, get that coin authenticated, and take control of your financial future. These coins are in such high demand that major auction houses are lining up buyers right now. Remember, opportunity doesn't wait. The people getting wealthy from coins aren't just lucky, they're prepared. Imagine opening an old coin jar, the kind you've been ignoring for years, and suddenly finding a small, shiny treasure worth nearly $953,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, today, we're talking about one very special coin that is changing lives, the 1996 D-Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar that collectors are paying nearly $1 million to own. And before you think, oh, that's just a rare fluke, let me tell you, this is real, this is happening, and it could be sitting in your pocket right now. I know what you're thinking, it's just a quarter. How can it be worth more than most people's homes? And that's exactly what we're going to unpack in this video. So, sit tight because by the end, you might be looking at every quarter in your house in a whole new way. And if you leave now, you might just miss the detail that could make you hundreds of thousands of dollars richer. Act 2, The Journey and Building Intrigue. Let's rewind back to 1996. The Denver Mint was striking Washington quarters, just like it had done for decades. But in the midst of millions of coins being produced, a handful of them came out different. These are not your average pocket change coins, they have striking errors and unique features that make collectors go crazy. Think of it like having a misprinted dollar bill, except much rarer and way more valuable. And now here's where it gets exciting and a little scary. Most people spend these coins without even realizing what they just gave away. Imagine unknowingly handing over a $953,000 coin to buy a cup of coffee. That's why you need to know exactly what to look for. In a minute, I'll reveal the secret characteristics that separate a normal quarter from one that could fund your dream retirement. And before you think this is a 1 in a billion chance, here's the truth. Coin hunters are finding them. Auction houses are selling them. Collectors are outbidding each other for them. The demand is sky high. And if you think you'll just wait, think again. As more of these coins are discovered and locked into private collections, the available supply shrinks, and the prices? They're going up, fast. But hold on, before we get into what makes this coin so special, let's have a little reality check. How many times have you walked past loose change on the street because you thought, it's just a quarter? After today, you might start picking them up, and who knows, you might just hit the jackpot. Here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. The 1996 D Washington quarter that is bringing nearly $1 million at auction has some very specific characteristics: a sharp D-Mint mark, deep cameo-proof-like surfaces, and in many cases, a minting error that makes it a true rarity. These coins are graded at the highest possible level, often MS68 or higher, which is why collectors go into bidding wars to own one. This is where things get really exciting, because if you find one, you are holding a piece of history that is also a golden ticket to a wealthier future. Imagine paying off your mortgage, buying that vacation home you've been dreaming about, or finally saying goodbye to financial stress, all because you decided to look a little closer at your pocket change. But here's the catch: these opportunities don't last forever. Every day, more of these rare coins get scooped up by serious collectors, and the chance to find one becomes slimmer. The question is, will you be the person who takes action, who checks your coins tonight, who sends in that quarter for grading, and who cashes in, or will you let this opportunity slip by and wonder what if? And if you think this is where the story ends, it doesn't. Because right after this, I'm going to share how to get your coins professionally graded and where to sell them for the highest possible price. Trust me, you do not want to miss that, because knowing where to sell can be the difference between getting a few $1,000s and getting the full $953,000. So, check your coins tonight. Because the next rare 1996 D quarter that surfaces could have your name on it, and when it does, your life will never be the same. Imagine finding a coin in your change that could buy you a luxury car, pay off your mortgage, or even fund your dream vacation, all because it's not just any coin, but a rare 1994 P Washington quarter worth nearly $976,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. This is no ordinary quarter rattling around in your pocket. This is a treasure hiding in plain sight, and it's in massive demand among serious collectors. If you think this sounds too good to be true, stay with me, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you look at every coin you own. But here's the twist: most people will toss this coin away without even realizing it, and that tiny mistake could cost them nearly $1 million. Wouldn't you hate to be that person? The opportunity is real, and it's waiting for you if you know what to look for. So, what makes the 1994 P Washington quarter so valuable? This is where the story gets fascinating. Minted in Philadelphia, this quarter became legendary due to a specific error that only a handful of coins carry, a subtle misstrike that turned them into highly sought-after collectibles. Imagine a regular quarter, but with a tiny detail that makes it stand out like a diamond among stones. That detail is what drives collectors into bidding wars, pushing the price into the hundreds of thousands, and sometimes over $976,000 for a pristine example. Now here's where things get exciting and a little nerve-wracking. These coins are still out there. They could be sitting in coin jars, tucked in old dressers, or hiding in boxes of spare change. Every day that passes without checking means you might be missing the chance of a lifetime. Don't panic, we'll walk through exactly how to spot one, so you'll never overlook a potential fortune again. And if you're wondering whether it's worth your time, think about this: a single discovery could put you ahead of your retirement plan by a decade. Pause for a second and imagine calling your financial advisor and saying, "I just sold a quarter for nearly $1 million. That's not just money, that's a lifestyle upgrade. That's freedom." And let me reset your attention here. Yes, I just said a single quarter could be worth more than some luxury homes. Crazy, right? But that's the thrill of numismatics, the hunt for something extraordinary. Now that you know the power behind the 1994 Washington quarter, here's what you need to do. Check every coin you come across, look for quarters from 1994 with a P mint mark and carefully inspect them for unique errors, doubled dies, or striking anomalies. If you find one, have it graded by a professional coin grading service. Once authenticated, you'll have collectors lining up, and with the current market value peaking at $976,000, you could be holding your ticket to generational wealth. But here's the real cliffhanger: this market is hot right now, but demand can shift. Those who act first often reap the biggest rewards. Waiting too long could mean watching this golden opportunity slip away. You do not want to be the person watching someone else's success story on the news, thinking, "That could have been me." The truth is, coins like these are more than metal, they are pieces of history, portable assets, and in the right hands, powerful wealth builders. Your dream life could be one coin away. So, go check those jars, those drawers, and those dusty collections today, because the next millionaire coin could be waiting for you right now.